Okay, so what's happening with an impulse or electrical impulse? So membrane potential, we're going to look at some slides and polarization. So when that actually changes over. So here is resting potential. Right now, before an impulse occurs down this neuron, you just have sodium ions sitting all out here. Whole bunch of sodium ions. Inside this cell, we have potassium ions. And they do have a positive charge. But you also have some other electrolytes that are in here and some proteins that have negative charges. So you have more of those than you do the potassium. So it gives an overall negative charge. So you actually do have a negative charge. So right now this is just resting. This means I can do a contraction. I can produce a contraction. I'm just waiting for the impulse to come down, that electrical charge to make things happen. Just sitting and waiting. So depolarization is when we start to switch those ions. So we're taking sodium and letting it flood in, and then you see potassium will start to flood out, along with its other negative guys. And if you have enough of that, say if it reaches a threshold, it'll overflow and you'll get that charge, that change, go all the way down that neuron. Specifically that axon, that tail. So that's action potential is when it kind of cascades down that axon. Because you can just have one and it just wasn't enough and it doesn't go anywhere. So then you don't have an impulse.
So what happens if you get like a Charlie horse?
It's totally different. It's not neurons. It's muscle contraction. So depolarization, so that's when the whole thing finally contracts, the whole thing gets the impulse going down and we have flipping. We repolarize, so then we start to put things where they're supposed to be, because right now potassium's going out, sodium's coming in, and we now start shutting gates to prevent more potassium going out and more sodium coming in. Don't stress about all this. Refractory period is when we're starting to pump things back where we want them. Because even at resting, here at resting, sodium's wanting to slide in and potassium's wanting to slide out. And they do. Some of them do slide in and out. And we have pumps that constantly are putting things where we want them. So we want sodium out, we want potassium in. So on your refractory period, those pumps then do that again. They move everything out, sodium, and move potassium all in. Refractory period. That's when we're going back to